Good day, beautiful beings. All those who have joined me on this platform from various channels. The empowered masculine creates the path of individualization. The empowered feminine creates the path of union. That's the difference between the two paths. One is individuation and the other one is union. Spiritual evolution goes in cycles. The world becomes patriarchal and divided when the empowered masculine takes the lead, and it becomes matriarchal and unified when the empowered feminine returns. Divine beings from many pantheons guided humanity on the path led by the empowered masculine for the past 6,500 years. Together, we shall usher in the path of joy led by the empowered feminine so that humanity can rise above this contrast. It is the human mind which is not so open to this time of feminine energy rising. Since humanity has become excessively masculine, many humans cannot even recognize the feminine teachings when they show up through the male divine beings. It is the desire of the ascended goddesses from different pantheons and faith to unite humans together in the embrace of the divine feminine at this time. So on this beautiful occasion of triple one days of Global Goddess Meditation Circle, orchestrated by our dear Shri, today I would like to share about greeting Goddess Gaia, our Mother Gaia. Who is Goddess Gaia? Quite simply, as Sri Lakshmi said, Gaia is life. She's all the very soul of the earth. She's a goddess who, by all accounts, inhabits the planet, offering life and nourishment to all her children. In the ancient civilization, she was revered as mother, nurturer, and giver of life. It's she who created and sustained us, and to whom we return upon death. She goes by many names, as we know, but in an effort to better connect and understand this energy, we'll explore the myriad of forms in which she appears on earth. Every culture has their version of this beautiful goddess Gaia, the goddess of the earth. The Greeks called her Gaia, Hindus called her Bhudevi, or they still call her Bhudevi, while the Incas, they know her as Panchamama. In some cases, she even predates writing. Ancient, pre-linguistic references to her have been found all over the place, alongside the shrines, the statues, the paintings, in every corner of the globe. She's the first goddess, the primeval one, the creator of all life, and the fullness of her legacy is still being resurrected after the patriarchal suppression that we have all been through. Perhaps one of the most well-known goddess figure comes unsurprisingly from one of the most well-known ancient mythology, which is the Greek mythology. The goddess Gaia was referred to as the Greek mother goddess, whose physical representation embodied the earth and the life at the most fundamental, the elements. From here, the sky, the stars, and the earth, with all its rivers, mountains, plains, and all the nature, sprang to life, supported by her wisdom and grace. Born at the dawn of creation, she sprang fully formed from the void and was considered the great mother of all, including the Titans in her union with the god Uranus. It's also believed she gave birth to the sea gods and the giants, and many earthly creatures sprang from her. Seen as the all-nourishing mother, Gaia was also credited as being the source from which the divine inspiration arose, as well as an oracular divinity. Her following grew over time until she was honored universally. in her many splendid temples around ancient Greece as prophetess. Due to the mother-like nature of her representation, she presided over different ceremonies in the Greek culture, in marriages, oaths, the hearth at home. Her symbols in the Greek mythology as they stood, fruit and grain, perfectly embody her symbol of plenty, abundance, and caregiving. To the Greeks, Gaia was the ultimate goddess of raw maternal power. In the beginning, there was chaos, nebulous ethers waiting to take the form. The primordial landscape awaited direction. It is then that the spirit of Gaia arrived to give structure to the formless, and the earth was conceived. She became the earth, birthing all form of landscape, plant, and creature. Through her creation was majestic. Her creation was beautiful. Her solitude was great. She longed for love and created the sky with whom she mated, igniting a creative force which birthed countless offsprings. Time and the fates, the muses and the oceans, and you can keep on naming the few as per the Greek mythology. She is considered the primeval mother of whom all gods and life itself descended from. As the prevalence of gods and goddesses in the 19th and 20th centuries faded away, so did the history books of tales of female, the women scientists and the different goddesses and the female powers just faded into the history. That's all we have all known. I'm trying to bring various mythologies to understand the role of Mother Gaia in various cultures. So that's what we see in the Greek mythology, how Mother Gaia energy was recognized. In Hindu philosophy, Bhumi, Mother Bhudevi, Bhumi Devi, she is the Hindu goddess representing Mother Earth. In later scripts like Puranas, she is considered to be an avatar of Mahalakshmi, Sri Mahalakshmi. She is known by various names. As I said, Bhudevi, Bhuma Devi, Bhuvani, Bhuvaneshwari, Avani, Prithvi, Varahi, Dharti, Dharani, Vasudha, Vasundhara, Vaishnavi, Kashyapi, Urvi, Mahi, Ila, Vasumati, Dhanishka, Hema, Hiranmayi, and the name just goes on. In Hindu mythology, she is depicted as seated on a platform which rests on the back of 4 elephants, representing the 4 directions of the world. She is usually depicted with 4 arms, respectively holding a pomegranate, a water vessel, a bowl containing healing herbs, and another bowl containing vegetables. She is also sometimes depicted with 2 hands, the right hand holding the blue lotus, known as Kumuda or Utpala, the night lotus, while the left hand may be in the Abhaya Mudra, the fearlessness, or the Lola Hasta Mudra, which is an aesthetic pose meant to mimic the tail of a horse. As we all know from Sitayana, Devi Sita was born from the earth. Thus, Bhumi is her mother, and Bhumi thus becomes the mother of all of us. As we walk into the modern era, the Gaia theory in 1970, the chemist James Lovelock and his research partner Lynn Margulis proposed that the earth is a living being, self-regulating the elements to sustain life on it. This revolutionary hypothesis was seen as a heretical, but since been accepted as a fact, a theory no longer as a hypothesis. Their work suggested that in the earth, chemicals all talk to one another to protect this life on the planet. The salt in the ocean is never too salinated. The oxygen in the atmosphere is never too noxious, and the temperature of the earth never grows too hostile for life to thrive. All elements work in perfect harmony to ensure life on earth is sustained. The stability of life and its consistent ability to self-regulate and protect Earth's creatures connotes a universe much more intelligent than previously ever imagined. The Gaia theory by this great chemist taught that a sophisticatedly aware universe is regulating this many facets to protect and preserve life on the planet, just as mother protects her own children. Far beyond a comforting ideology, we can find evidence in various spiritual traditions which give heed to the belief of the earth as a loving mother, further nurturing our human relationship with the energy of this earth, which is Gaia. The Chinese five-element theory, among the oldest healing modalities on the planet, is this particular five-element theory. This theory is based not only in physical facts, but rooted in the spiritual understanding of life. The five-element theory honors the earth energy as maternal, warm, nurturing, and joyous. Abundant in its gifts, Earth's energy is the sound of laughter on a late summer day. If someone has an unbalanced earth energy, they could fear security, develop eating disorders, and may never feel satisfied in their life. It is these qualities of being fulfilled, complete, and secure that this Mother Earth gives us. As I'm trying to show the energy and the belief of Mother Earth from different cultures, now I take you to the Native American, their belief in the medicine wheel. The Native American medicine wheel is a way of understanding our world as practiced by every indigenous nation. By working with the direction or elements, we can be in harmony with the nature. On this so-called wheel, the earth lies in the south and is the ruler of bounty, expansive growth, passion, peace, and relationship. To work with the earth energies of the south ensures we are in communion with the spirit of abundance, joy, and creation. So, my dear friends, no matter which particular mythology that we go from all around the world, Gaia, the energy of the Mother Earth, comes back to us as a loving mother. Far beyond the mythological Gaia, the name has come to represent an all-loving, nurturing, and intelligent cosmic force which oversees life on Earth. The goddess traditions have worked tirelessly to resurrect the ancient teachings of this great mother and ensure her presence as a force of love on this planet. More than saving the planet or participating in Earth Day celebrations, we can treat every day like a ceremony as long as we live on the earth. To be in a sincere, connected relationship with Gaia, the energy of this earth, we must acknowledge her sundry gifts and be open to receive her wisdom all the time. Let's look at ways. How can we be present with this energy of Gaia? In her infinite love, we may forget to acknowledge all the bounty she offers us from time to time. Today, let's take this opportunity to remember the loving presence of Gaia all around us. To be in ceremony in every moment with this Mother Earth allows us to rise ourselves as co-creators with her right at this moment. The food that we eat, my dear masters, the food, the sacred nourishment, this not only raises our vibration, but it also ensures more mindful presence when we can be aware of where this blessing is coming from. The Mother Gaia, not only provides the crops, but also the basic platform on earth in which they grow. Let's remember the shelter from the wood under our feet to the aluminium siding around us and the tar or the bitumen on the road, or anywhere you see the materials that we are surrounded with are all grown on this earth. We should be in awe of her myriad of blessings. The crystals, whether or not you've been zapped by the crystal bug, you can probably recall seeing a mineral specimen whose beauty moved you. Every jade, amethyst, diamond, and you can name the beautiful stones and the precious stones that come from this Gaia. In her love, she creates the most stunning specimens to support and ease our human existence. Plants, the nature that we are surrounded. The magnitude of healing plants is astounding. From fresh flowers to trees. Every culture understands the blessings of the plants to heal human ailments. We need to pay attention to the plants and trees around us to hear the message they're trying to come and share with us. If we could remember to use the natural resources of this Mother Gaia, we could eradicate completely the hunger. These are the beautiful gifts that this Mother Gaia, the Goddess Gaia, gives us all over this globe. Dr. Joe Dispenza reported once, in clinical studies, he said, we have proven that 2 hours of nature sounds a day significantly reduces stress hormones up to 800% and activates 500 to 600 DNA segments known to be responsible for healing and repairing the body. What a great revelation. It hopefully goes without saying, but being mindful of recycling and limiting our use to synthetic resources will be a great blessing to honor the preservation of Gaia. On one hand, we have talked about how loving this mother, how loving this Goddess Gaia can be, giving us this abundance, this bounty, this blessing wherever we are on this globe. But do not forget, my dear masters, while it's easy to become infatuated with the beauty of Gaia's gifts, she can also be the great destroyer. As children at times, we upset mother. So too, this is the case with the great Goddess Mother Gaia. Her generosity can be taken advantage of. Her people and nature harmed, but be aware, just as we disappoint our human mothers and consequences are dispensed, so too does Gaia balance out the injustice she suffers. Famine, extreme weather, volcanoes, tsunamis, these are all the ways she rights herself and restores the balance. While these actions could look punitive, it's destruction in order to create something better, which she must enact from time to time. Even in chaos, there is purpose beyond what our human limited minds can see. By moving into better alignment with our Goddess Mother Gaia, these unpredictable forces can be ridden with ease and understanding. What better time can this particular time of COVID, where we are all under lockdown, each one of us appreciates what I have just shared with you, my dear masters. As we talk about the Mother Earth and its energies and the energy of the Goddess Gaia, let's look deeper into the connection with our human energies and our chakras. The lower chakras, as we all know, we have 7 chakras. The lower 3 chakras, they're also associated with specific elements. The earth element is associated with the first chakra. The water element is associated with the second chakra, and the air element is associated with the third chakra, and the fire element is associated with all chakras. All elements come together in oneness with the ether element in the heart chakra. The lower three chakras are organized in the human body, just like they are organized in Mother Earth's body, in our Mother Gaia's body, starting from its center. The Earth's core represents her first chakra, which has the earth element. Her ocean represents her second chakra, which has the water element. Her atmosphere represents her third chakra, which has the air element. And my dear friends, fire is everywhere, in her heart core, in her great waters, and in her atmosphere. Without the fire, her waters would turn into ice, and even the air would freeze, my dear masters. The chakra that is closest to the earth, the first chakra, is very much connected to this energy of the Mother Earth. At this time, most humans are stuck in the first chakra, my dear masters. More than 80% of the human beings are stuck in the first chakra. And this is the chakra which is related to the earth element. This chakra allows perception by your senses, the 5 sensory organs that we human have. It is connected to our basic needs for food, for survival, for shelter. This chakra is mostly concerned with security related to home, health, and even relationships. This chakra is one that helps us to release the old patterns. The basic human response made in this first chakra is fight, flight, or freeze. When unbalanced, this chakra creates pattern of fear and aggression. Physical conditions such as addictions, exploitations, poverty, diseases, and violence are all results of humanity's imbalance in this first chakra. Many of the human beings at present are attempting to balance this chakra, my dear masters. The role of the fire in this first chakra, let's try to understand it. The fire, it creates the experience of our senses and sensuality in this chakra. The unbalanced fire element in the first chakra can lead to either inertia, that means not doing much, or violence, making humans feel either weak and afraid with too little fire, or if there is too much fire in this chakra, which is related to the earth element, you may feel aggressive and violent. So this is how the fire energy plays in this earth element chakra. The fear may either keep them stuck in circular pattern. Thoughts will just go circular and they'll be stuck, creating the inertia of stagnation. Or as I said, leading to aggression and violence. It's very important to keep the balance in this first chakra. Hence, a balance in this first chakra, it allows one to stay physically healthy and always connected with the nature. Only a complete surrendering can open this first chakra, which is related to the earth element, my dear masters. What happens with complete surrendering is your choices increase, because when you are in surrender, the fire energy in the first chakra can shift the earth element into balance without any striving on your part. You don't have to struggle at all. That way it opens more possibilities and deepens your connection with all the higher chakras. Many times the question comes, do we really need to surrender? Can't we move the earth element in this first chakra ourselves into balance by either trying hard or less instead of surrendering? We can try, my dear masters, but we should know where to push it. What is the right place? Sometimes it may work temporarily if you put too much effort, but without surrendering, you do not know where to push, where the earth is too dense and unmovable, and where your pushing can create the great balance. Because we do not have the right knowledge how much is enough. That is why we need to surrender, and that surrender brings our first chakra, which is the chakra connected to this goddess Gaia, well into balance, my dear masters. Let's talk a little bit about how do we do shifting in our own lives to honor this goddess Gaia. Each time we honor Gaia and all that she represents, we honor the love of a living and present universe around us. In these ways, we are participating in the expansion of a cosmic consciousness. Our intimate work with this goddess Gaia will remind us resolutely that there is always more than enough, and all of our needs are always provided for, which we call abundance, my dear masters. By being in this awareness, we can see through the illusions and understand the beliefs that are truly damaging our planet. The beliefs that we are limited is truly damaging us and the planet. It's only through shifting our perceptions that we may link with the consciousness of Gaia to change this earth, my dear masters.